Hello, Commanders, and welcome back to Elite Dangerous Return from Beagle Point. We are continuing on our journey back to the bubble, having completed our trip out to the aforementioned planet, or aforementioned system anyway. Purpose of the journey has been to increase our exobiology rank to the status of Elite, as well as hopefully gain enough credits to purchase a fleet carrier and take that out into the black. Before we get too far in the video, and I forget to mention it, I am pushing towards 10,000 subscribers, so if you guys could do me a solid and press that subscribe button, it would be much appreciated. Likes and all of that stuff also helps spread the videos out, so if you enjoy the video, be sure to do that too. Let's see. When we get back to the bubble, I will probably be doing a little bit of variety content for the game, as far as like just trying to do some different things. Maybe do a couple of space trucking videos, maybe do a little bit of mining, maybe do some base infiltration and stuff in the FPS version. You know, just do a little bit of stuff to kind of take a break from just being out in the black. We've been out here for months and months at this point, so it'll be nice to kind of take a break from that and do something a little bit different. It was requested by one of my viewers, and the more I think about it, the more I think that's probably a good idea. It'll be nice to have a little bit of a break from you know, jumping and scanning and jumping and scanning and jumping and scanning over and over again. If the video suddenly pauses the video suddenly pauses, or I may have to take a break at some point because real world things are happening right now, and I may need to pause the video for a minute. So I'll be sure to let you know if that ends up happening. But I'm just warning you now. Maybe a pause. We're gonna see. We got lucky in the last episode. Within 10 minutes, we had found a 2 biology planet with 2 biology high metal content planet that had exactly what we always get when we have a 2 biology high metal content planet: some form of bacteria, and then our beloved stratum tectonicus. And with the first footfall, we got ourselves another cool 90 million credits in the queue. Anyway, we don't get those until we're actually able to sell our data. So we definitely need to make sure we're careful, we don't have any stupid things happen where we accidentally crash or something dumb like that. And especially now that we're, you know, only 250... Oh, I thought I did already. Especially now that we're only 250 jumps away from getting back and completing our trip all the way. We don't want to have any stupid things happening now. So definitely have to kind of make sure we're staying focused, make sure we're paying attention, make sure we're not flying recklessly. I do have shields so that I don't have to be like, you know, anal retentive careful, but at the same time, I don't need to be like slamming myself into the ground and risking exploding. Because the last thing we need here at the 11th hour is to crash and lose the data. I mean, we sold off most of the stuff that we have, but I mean, we don't need any incidents, and we don't have to like redo half of this leg of the trip, and it's not worth it. It's not worth it to have any stupid things happen, and especially now that I'm, you know, flying with the keyboard only again. I never did get around to bringing my other joystick back. Probably should have done that, but I'm kind of busy right now with my channel. Kind of, sorta. I mean, not really busy, but mostly just the Path of Exile. The Path of Exile League came out yesterday, and I spent I did an 8-hour stream yesterday. I guess we weren't able to fuel scoop on that one. I did an 8-hour stream yesterday, working as far as I could through the story campaign. 4 bodies. I think that's probably going to be gas giants and stuff. So probably no point in doing the scan for that. Let's just go ahead and move on to the next one. I got into Act 7, so that's more than halfway through the story campaign in about 8 hours, which for me isn't too bad. I know there were some people who were well into the end game and, you know, got most of their Atlas of Worlds complete and stuff. I was watching as people were getting into areas, and I'm just like, I'm still sitting here in Act 2 and 3, and they're most of the way through the campaign already. It's like there's some people that got some serious optimization, like speed running stuff going on. I've never been much of a speed runner, and I have to wonder how many hours it took those people to get to the point where they could just where they've optimized their playthroughs of it to be able to do that. I don't mind grinding through the story. I don't mind, like World of Warcraft. I leveled up many characters through that process, and so, you know, I don't necessarily have a thing against you know, repeating the story over and over again. I've leveled up multiple characters already in Path of Exile through the story, so, you know, I certainly don't begrudge anybody wanting to figure out ways to make that faster, but to be able to go through it that fast, you have to have played it so many times. That's a lot. That's a lot of playthroughs. I mean, I guess through the course of 10 years, as people have had to go back through it to get to the new league mechanics and stuff, I'm sure that there's many people who have just been forced to have to do that, but it's just, that's a lot of expertise in a specific game. I don't have the attention span for that. I have been kind of mulling over in my mind. I'm trying to figure out some kind of strategy to help my channel grow. I'm not the kind of person who has the kind of exuberant charisma that naturally draws people. I think I have an ability. What's the way I'm trying to say this? I absolutely, without doubt, have the ability to present information in a way that is easy for people to understand, and I have the ability to explain concepts and things. I have a teacher's spirit, basically, where I'm able to take information that is complex and hard to understand and convert it into something that's easily consumed. But at the same time, I hate research and I hate all of these things. I like learning things, don't get me wrong. I love to learn. I love to see new information and find out cool new facts and things like that. But, you know, research, like specifically finding specific pieces of information to complete a project is just something that really irritates me. Because as I've said in the past, it's a lot like having to find your keys. You need your keys, you need those to be able to get where you're trying to go, and every minute that you're spending looking for your keys is not getting where it is that you're trying to go. And that's how I feel about research. I'm sorry if I'm shouting. I have air conditioning right behind me. It's right behind me up in the roof of my trailer. So it's very loud, and it makes me feel like I need to talk, even though the microphone is right here. And with the noise cancellation, you probably can't hear it. And I get in the habit of just talking very loud. I'm going to try to fix that. I always end up realizing that I'm talking very, very loudly once the air conditioning turns off, and then I'm like, oh, I have to whisper now because there's no more noise in here, and I can actually tell how loud I'm talking. But you guys. The noise cancellation, I'm pretty sure, gets rid of most of that noise, and you don't even know it's there, so it just sounds like I'm shouting for no reason. I'll try to tone that down a little bit. But anyways, the point I'm trying to make is that I like to learn, but research is like work. And like, people want me to do these guides and stuff, and it's like, I don't want to do that. I'm not interested in making guides. I'm not, like, the amount of mind-numbing work that would be involved in having to, like, put together a guide is like, it's just, I don't want to do it. You have to stage things and set things up. You have to get footage. You have to do all this stuff, and it's just like, no. If my channel ever grows to the point where I can basically, like, I don't mind writing a script, and I don't mind narrating the script, and I certainly don't mind being the forward-facing presenter for a script. But I need to have somebody else who can do all of the editing grunt work, because I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do editing. I hate video editing. I don't have the creativity to know what's the word I'm looking for? I have creativity, but I don't have the kind of creativity required to understand how I need to modify my video to have an impact on people. So, you know, video editing for me is mostly just cutting out boring parts in the things that I do. That's the only thing I really have an intuitive sense of, hey, I know people aren't going to want to watch this part, let me cut it out. And I figured out ways to be able to do that during the recording process. So, like, when you watch my hunting games, there's lots of cuts in there. I'm not having to do video editing to do that. I just have a pause button that does a transition to a black screen, and then when I unpause the video, it transitions back from the black screen onto what it is I'm trying to do now. And then all of the overlays and stuff that I have are all part of an automation software automation plugin that I got from my OBS software that allows me to do that. So the things that I would do video editing to do are already more or less done with the way that I'm able to do it now. So any further video editing that would need to get done would be mostly for entertainment purposes, and I don't have that creative flair. I don't have that intuition for, you know, what needs to be changed in a video, what needs to be added to a video, and any of that kind of stuff. I would need somebody with more of a creative spark in that department to be able to help me, and I don't have money to pay people to do that. So that's just something that you know, maybe if I can grind long enough that that the channel actually starts making enough money to pay my bills first and foremost. Obviously I got to get to that point, that's first and foremost, but then, you know, I'm making enough extra money after I pay my bills to maybe be able to hire a video editor or whatever, you know. That would be pretty nice. But anyways, all of this was a long, drawn-out, windy path tangent from what I was talking about, where I was thinking, I'm trying to think of different ways of, like, minimum effort but maximum reward, because that's what you should always be doing in your life. Like, don't let anybody tell you that you should just be busting your ass all the time. That is a stupid way. It's like banging your head against the wall without thinking about it is just, it's not a good way to live your life. The people who say that stuff are the people who made it and got lucky and and they have their survivorship bias. Like, don't let people tell you that you should always be busting your ass no matter what. Sometimes you're wasting your effort. Statistics will tell you there's a reason why a very small percentage of the people have most of the stuff, and it's because most people, there's only so much to go around, and only a certain number of people are going to get the stuff. That's just the way that it works. So that is, I'm not trying to tell you that you shouldn't work hard, but you have to be smart about how you're allocating your effort, and that's kind of my point. And for me, I'm trying to figure out ways where I'm not having to invest a lot of extra time, but I want to get as much. I'm trying to maximize the reward on the time that I am investing. It's kind of what I'm going for. So the point I'm trying to make is I'm trying to think of different ways of maybe maximizing my ability to get results out of my channel. Oh, what am I forgot. Target next system en route, and on we go. Maximize my return on time investment is basically what I'm looking for. Least amount of time with the most amount of return from my channel, be it subscribers and views, which ultimately turn into money, because I'm trying to make this a money thing. So I've been thinking about different ways to do that. One of the ideas that's been percolating in the back of my head is that rather than sitting down and doing recordings like this, I could sit down at a scheduled time every day and do a live stream, and I can record the live stream, and then once I'm done with the live stream, I can just basically break the recording that I did of my live stream up into its constituent parts. Now, yeah, that requires some video editing, but it doesn't really require me to do any kind of creative cutting and editing and graphics and things like that. It just makes it so that, you know, let's say I do a stream from 6 p.m. or 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. or 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. or whatever makes the most sense based off of the audience that I could possibly get. I record that entire session, and then when I'm done, I basically break it up into the different games that I played. And I guess that would kind of give everybody a chance to interact with me live during part of the day, and then I still get videos out of it. When for posterity, so people can watch the entire live stream if they want. Because here's the thing: all of the live streams that I've done, I never, ever get the same kind of viewership that I get out of the videos that I do. So I still need the separate videos that I can optimize for SEO. You know, I need to be able to put tags and stuff that are specific to the games that I'm playing, because that's the only way I'm going to be able to get any kind of solid viewership, continue to get any kind of solid viewership. No, there's nothing here. But at the same time, you know, the live stream would make it so that maybe more people who prefer that format would give them a chance to be able to do that. And it would basically make it so that I'm kind of sort of because here's the thing. As much as I keep saying I don't want to lock myself down to a schedule, the reality is that I am still locked down to a schedule, because I have to do my recordings when my wife isn't here, because, you know, I don't want to infringe on her time and when she's here and all of that stuff. You know, so her schedule kind of dictates when I'm able to record anyway. And she typically works in the evenings. So, you know, I typically do my videos right when she leaves in the early afternoon. I always do that, because I'm the kind of person that, you know, if I don't have a set process to Did I not? Oh, I didn't do this. If I don't have a set process to do something, a lot of times I'm gonna get lazy and end up not doing it. So, you know, my process right now is she goes to work and I immediately sit down and do my recordings. It's kind of the only way I can have some discipline. Now, I guess on the other side of that, I could potentially set it up so that, you know, rather than, you know, sitting down as soon as she leaves, I could have a time scheduled in the late afternoon sometime when people are off work to give people who are interested a chance to sit down and actually watch the stream. I could just sit down and record for a couple of, or like do a stream for a couple of hours, because it generally takes me, you know, 1.5 to 2 hours to sit down and do 3 videos, just because of the way that I do it. You know, 20 to 30 minutes of recording time per video, 3 videos, you know, typically about 1.5 hours with a little bit of time in between because of uploading and typing things into the channel and all of that kind of stuff. So, you know, I could maybe do like a, you know, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. and, you know, maybe do something like that where you know, I have this whatever video games I'm focused on at the time. I just break the stream up into 3 different parts or whatever, and we play one game for a certain amount of time, then we take a short little break, then we play another game for a certain amount of time, then we take a break, then we play the last game for a certain period of time, then we take a break, something like that. I don't know. That's kind of what's rolling around in the back of my head. I'm making no promises. Obviously, you know, I will take audience feedback into consideration, but that won't be the primary determining factor of whether I do that or not. I really just need to kind of work it through in the back of my head as to if it makes sense to do that or not. I don't know, because the problem that I have is that video editing takes up a lot of resources. It takes up a lot of your computer resources, and and for my computer, even for just, you know, standard definition 1080p video editing like what I do now, it basically, however long the recording is about how long it takes for my computer to re-render it, even if there's no changes or anything really made to it, even if I'm just cutting out portions and then rendering it as a video. It takes about as long to re-render that video to create the new file. I guess if I could figure out a way to just cut and paste and save as new files, I don't know, is there a program that does that? I wonder if there's a program that does that, to where I don't have to re-render it, I can just cut and paste and save them as new files. That would save a lot of time. That would save a lot of time. Huh. Because the only thing I would have to do if I did that is I would just have to make sure that I restart the timer on all of my overlays for everything. I could probably come up with a macro that would allow me to just press a button and have the cycle start over. I don't know. I'd have to think about the logistics of that. But yeah, if there was a program out there that didn't need to re-render it to just split the video up into different parts, then I could make it so that all I have to do is just go through the video, find the marker where I took a break, cut out the video before the break, and cut out everything, cut out the breaks and everything I don't want, save it as a new file, upload it as a video, and then it basically just looks exactly the same as what I've been doing. That's probably not a bad idea, because that removes a lot of my video editing concerns if I don't have to wait on the rendering. And then all that really leaves is my my rather selfish desire to not have to be locked down to a schedule. that's really the only other thing that's like, I don't want to. And it's actually the biggest reason. Oh, and the reason why the video editing thing is so important is because it uses up a lot of resources, which means that when I want to play video games on my own time, I can't, because I have to wait for the video to render, because it's hogging up all the resources that I need for video gaming. So that's one of the reasons why that's one of the big reasons why I avoid doing video editing. It's one of the big reasons why. It's not the only reason why, but it is a very, very big reason why. Oops, what am I doing? It is a very, very big reason why. So, you know, I have to keep that in mind anytime I'm planning on what videos I'm going to do and how much editing I'm going to do and things like that. It's one of the reasons I've tried to remove video editing from the process, because now I only have one computer here that I can do anything on. And if I'm having to, if I'm having to spend an hour and a half recording, and then I have to spend another hour and a half on top of that, you know, waiting for my video editor to finish rendering, you know, that's 3 hours out of my day that I'm not doing what I want to be doing, on top of the work that I do outside of this. So it's like, I'm a big fan of like optimizing time and streamlining things and making it so that you know, I'm not wasting. I hate waste. So yeah, but I don't know, that could my idea could work. Because basically I've been getting comments from people who are telling me that I should live stream because no, you know, YouTube is all about highly edited videos, and I'm like, yeah, I get that, but I don't want to do the video editing, and I don't necessarily want to live stream because I don't want to get stuck. Oh, the icy bodies, anyways. Let's just keep moving. I don't want to get stuck on. I don't want to be forced into a schedule. But at the same time, I do want my channel to grow, and I do want to get to the point to where I hope I have the potential to get to the point where my channel, it can get big enough that it can be my job, and I don't have to have any other kinds of things that I'm doing to support things. I can just do my channel, and that would be really nice to have. So I don't know. I'm really on the fence about a lot of different things. I know that what I'm doing now probably is not going to grow my channel as big as I would like it to be, but at the same time, I also know for a certainty, like there's no doubt in my mind that I'm never going to get to the point where I have the kind of subscriber base that some of the really big channels have. Like 1 million subscribers is almost certainly not in the cards for me, because I'm not that creative. I'm not that interesting. What am I looking? What am I doing? Oh, I'm not that interesting. I mean, I know there's always going to be people out there for whom I am interesting, because, you know, there's billions of people in the world, and, you know, some small percentage of those people are going to find someone like me interesting. But I am not a broad base appeal kind of interesting, where, you know, lots and lots of people are going to find what I do and how I do it. And, you know, I'm not the high energy, crazy, oh my God, you know, pay attention to me kind of person. I'm an introvert. I'm like, I am the definition of an introvert. I don't like being around people. I don't like having to interact with people any more than I absolutely have to. And I'm trying to do YouTube, right? So those are things that I accept about myself. And, you know, I am fully aware of the fact, did we not? Was this like a very minimal jump? I wasn't paying attention. I'm fully aware of the fact that given the kind of person that I am, I am not. It's like, it's not a question. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to be one of those people who get up to like 1 million plus subscribers. I question whether I can reach, you know, I question whether I even have the possibility of getting to 100,000 subscribers. Like, I don't know. That's a pretty tall order for someone like me, I think. So while I would love to get to the point where this becomes a full-time thing for me, you know, I say it at the end of every video, the full-time is the dream. I got to figure out ways to maximize my return on time investment, so that, you know, I'm almost certainly going to have to do something else in addition to this. See what I mean? Assuming I even want to continue doing this in the long term. We'll have to see how that ends up going. All right, I've babbled on into the 23-minute mark, so we need to start looking for a place to land. Should be able to find that with 7 bodies, I would think. Anything close enough? Yeah, that's close enough. Let's go ahead and make sure there's no biology in the system here. We do have a high metal content world. So, you know, I appreciate that some of you who like my channel, or maybe you like the way I present things, you're going to say, oh man, you're going to make it, you're going to make it. I appreciate that, and, you know, I appreciate the well wishes, but the realistic part of me is like, well, you know, I hope I make it, but at the same time, I know there's a certain type of person who makes it on YouTube, and it's not me. It's not someone like me. You either make it by being having a very bombastic personality, which I do not, or by making, at this point in YouTube's arc of being popular, you have to make super high quality, time intensive, like high production value content. And that's the only way you're getting up. One of those two things. You have to be super, super likable by the widest number of people, or you have to highly edit and refine your product to the point that it makes up for any lack of personality things that you have. Or, your channel's informational in nature, and even then you still have to highly produce it to make it something that people are interested in. Or you have to do tons and tons of research to make sure that everything you say is backed up. Or there's a lot of work that goes into making a channel that gets into like the millions of subscribers. Or even the hundreds of thousands of subscribers. You have to have one of the two things, either natural personality, which most of us don't have, and I know I can fake it for a little bit, but that's not really me. I'm not a super excitable person. It's just not how I am. Some things get me excited, but even then I'm not like, whoo, just I'm not that kind of person. And that the reality is that just doesn't appeal to a lot of people. This is not something that appeals to a lot of people. Most people want to see somebody who is excited, positive, makes them feel happy and excited, and makes them feel like they're living vicariously through the person that they're watching. That's what most people want. Or there's the other side where you have people who like the troll mentality and want to watch some dude that's just an asshole and is constantly bashing on other people and is being the alpha dog guy or whatever, So I don't really fall into either of those categories. I am the stoic until I get angry about things, but for the most part I am the stoic, try to be as chill as I can be kind of person, because that's just really what I want out of my life at this point. I want to be chill, and I want to figure out a way to, provide for me and my wife and our future in a way that allows me to be the most chill possible. That's what I'm trying to get to here. But yeah, I don't know. We need to get down on the ground, get landed, so I can move on to my next video. Keeping an eye on my phone because I need to see when, I think my wife is going to be on her way home pretty soon. So I need to be ready for her to get back. But she's aware that I'm doing my stream here in about half an hour, so it is what it is. Her schedule changed in a way that made it so that she's coming home early. But she's going to be sleeping, so it's not a big deal. She worked all night, and then she ended up having to work an extra shift this morning. Okay, so I like to land on the Terminator here. Let's do like this. This will get us close to the planet quickly. Then we'll level out a little bit to bleed off some speed. I really wish that there was just really the automatic control, so I could just go straight in the direction at full throttle, and it will automatically adjust everything for the optimal descent to the surface. It really irritates me that you have to do this yourself. Okay. I actually kind of want to go over here because it seems like it might be slightly flatter and easier to land on. But I don't know. Getting down in the drop area. Go. The whole surface of this planet is super ripply. Get our landing gear down. Get ourselves down to the surface. Man, this whole planet is just ridiculous. We may just have to hover here. Because this is a... Alright, well, we're just going to go ahead and call it a day then. I'm not trying to find anything here. This whole surface of this planet is ridiculous. So anyways, hopefully you guys had lots of fun. Be sure to click that like button if you did, so that the YouTube algorithm knows and sends the video out to as many people as possible. If you're not a subscriber, please consider doing so now to help us get up to that 10,000 subscriber mark. If you're not a channel member, they do get early access to all of my content, so be sure to click the join button, check out the list of options available there, decide if any of those are right for you. If you're not interested in a membership but would like to support the channel even a little bit, you can use that thanks button. It's kind of like YouTube's version of a tip. Direct contributions are greatly appreciated and a critical step to helping get the channel to that aforementioned full-time gig status. So again, thank you very much for your time. Hope you enjoyed the flight. Be sure to come back for the next one, and I'll see you then.